Hi guys and welcome back to Crypto Chester. My name is Chester and today I'm here to give you a BTC update coming through. We're going to be starting off here on the short-term time frame, moving across the mid-term time frame, and then we're going to be hitting up a bit of the long-term as well. Some very interesting stuff coming through on the long-term, so make sure you watch the video all the way to the end. And if you are enjoying the content, smash a like on that video as well. It does help me out tremendously in terms of the YouTube algorithms. Starting off here on the short-term time frame here for BTC, going to be doing it on the hourly. Let's just talk about what we were talking about last week for a second here. We did have this upward sloping, very nice trend, actually very nice trend to the upside. We saw lovely levels of support getting put in, and we were actually looking for a lovely breakdown. Yes, we did get that. Very nice couple of percent made there, and I will go through that very shortly. But what are we seeing now? What are we seeing now for Bitcoin? We're actually seeing a micro downtrend in a parallel channel, guys. As you can see here, the resistance on the top side of this trend line is pretty prominent at this time, right? Pretty prominent at this time. We've tested this 1, 2, 3 times now and getting slammed down again. One thing about a falling parallel channel like this, guys, bit of good news, it does tend to usually break to the upside. Do I think we're going to be absolutely banging it up from here? Probably not. I would actually expect a couple more moves down to the lower side here, because we have broke market structure coming through on the longer term time frame, which I will be going through in a second. But yeah, at this point in time, for my next sort of trade that I'm going to be looking for, it is either going to be, it's probably going to be a breakdown out of this parallel channel, probably touching on previous lower highs and that sorts of scenarios in terms of bouncing off supports, right? So as you can see, the trade that I did get into, the last trade that I did take for BTC was actually the retest of this horizontal after that breakdown of this parallel channel. If we just bring up some moving averages, and I will show you guys how basically how clean this was, right? It was a very clean position, right? Very clean, very nice. As you can see, we did come down. I didn't get in straight away on this candle body close. It was a bit too aggressive for me after dumping a considerable amount here from candle body open to close. It was literally like Bitcoin, I dumped like 2%. It was just ridiculous. So I was like, yeah, not gonna get into that right now. Gonna wait for a little bit of a pullback. And as you can see, we did pull back quite violently against the 55 EMA and the 21 EMA as well. Clearing the 10 simple, but you can see we did get a bit of a doji star candle coming through from there, and then we had that very nice bearish candle there, very strong indeed. So that's pretty much where I got in, and then basically just shorted it down from this breakout. First take profit was at around 22,600, and then basically just banged it down from there. I think my next take profit, I think that's disappeared off the chart, a bit annoying here. But yeah, my next take profit was on the lower side here, and it was I think around this wick, right? I can see where I would have put it. Or I would have put it if it was on the chart, right? The trade's over now, this is what I'm trying to say, right? So as you can see, this would have been my next take profit. I know I hit 2 take profits and then basically came back up to near enough entry point, and then I closed the position, right? As we did come back up to that entry point, because what you do, you take your stop loss, move your stop loss to your entry point once you hit your first take profit. So yeah, did that, made a couple of percent there, wasn't too bad at all. Pretty clean, to be fair. It was pretty clean, around 2.3% there. But as you can see now, we are in this micro downtrend. So let's get rid of this for a second, and let's see the next potential sort of position that we could really be looking for here, right? In terms of measure moves to the downside, I would like, to be honest, I am favoring a breakdown here, guys. I'm favoring a breakdown, a test to the lower side on the longer term time frames there, and then hopefully a higher low being set, and then a bounce to the upside. So we will go through that fairly shortly there. But yeah, in terms of a move down to the downside that I'm looking for, it's going to be around a 5.79% there. And also, if we do end up breaking to the upside, because we know how Bitcoin behaves, the measure move to the upside is going to be something along the lines of this. That does bring me on to moving averages in general, guys, because moving averages at the moment, we're actually pretty coiled up, right? Talking about the midterm here, let me bring this up. Where are we? Yeah, as you can see here, guys, you can see these moving averages here, all the major moving averages. You've got the 10 simple, the 21 EMA, the 55 there, the price action channel. Also, the 200 EMA is coming there to say hello as well. And you can see we're actually getting to a very coiled up zone. When this does happen, guys, when this happens, we usually see a big breakout in the price. There's definitely something to be looking out for there. Maybe we can expect that even in the next couple of days or so. Very coiled up, probably consolidation, and then maybe, fingers crossed, another nice move to the upside after that high low has been created. Back to the short-term time frame ever so quickly, because the key areas I do want to go through for you guys to be looking out for there is the volume weighted ATR at around 21,353 there. Very crucial area there. As you can see, multiple levels of support being formed there before. So yeah, just be cautious for that. If we do lose that, in terms of support, then it is going to be basically the confirmation we're looking for that lovely short position to the downside. More good news coming through on the volume here. Let's bring that in. You can see the volume is actually trending down quite nicely as well. That's another sign for a breakout scenario as well there, guys. So yeah, stars are aligning here for some nice positions. I do want to say, bringing up the RSI quickly, as you can see, we do have these lovely levels of resistance coming through, obviously referencing the current micro downtrend that we're in. So if we do see any sort of move to the upside, I would really be watching this area for buying strength. If we break this downward sloping resistance line in terms of buying strength for the RSI, then that could be the signal that we're looking for that essentially that move up, that breakup, that a breakout scenario from that falling parallel channel. So yeah, definitely an area to be looking out for there as well, guys. In terms of the MACD, the macadamia nut, you can see we have been in this downtrend for quite a while, looking for that bearish crossover, the bullish crossover coming through there. Looking pretty choppy at this time, and we are seeing a bit of a bullish divergence as well there, guys, as you can see, coming down like so. And let me just draw that in properly so you guys can actually see it. So you can see we've actually set a lower low here, and then another lower low coming through. You can see we set a low on the MACD, but not quite setting that low coming through, but after setting that low in terms of the price. So that does create a bullish divergence scenario, guys, and that obviously means a bit more buying pressure to the upside is likely here. So yeah, definitely something to be looking out for there. And also we do have that bullish crossover coming through here, as you can see, definitely something to be looking out for there. I would say also we do have a potential for a trend cycle to come in through. We like to have at least 3 touches for the trend cycle to really be confirmed here. So yeah, definitely something to be looking out for there. If we do see this bullish crossover come through, bit of upwards momentum coming through, this is the area of resistance for the trend reversal that I would be looking for here on the MACD. And where does that bring us in terms of the live price? That probably is going to bring us to around the 200 EMA, 200 SMA, and maybe even to the top side here of this falling parallel channel. So yeah, that's pretty much the short-term time frame summed up. Another thing I do want to just touch on here is the DMI, the Directional Movement Index, guys. As you can see, we did have that bearish crossover with the ADX, and it was literally just about above 20, and that does indicate quite a strong trend here. So that's why we have seen quite a strong micro downtrend at this time. But you can see we're getting ever so close here to a bullish crossover with the ADX currently sat around 20. So if that does happen, there is plenty potential for that move up that we could be looking for from this chart pattern, right? This measurement, that 4.12%. If that isn't going to happen and we aren't going to get those moves and we do get rejected very, very rapidly here, I would expect and I would be looking for this breakdown. Moving on to the longer term time frame here, guys, and that is going to be the 4 hour, the midterm. And as you can see, let's talk about, yeah, this is where I had the position drawn in here on the chart. You can see that rising wedge we were talking about there, and you can see basically that move down. Very nice stuff indeed today. Let's get rid of that for now because we talked about that live position already. And as you can see straight away, we've got that parallel channel coming down, which we just touched on the shorter term time frame. You can see we're below all major moving averages as well. As I was saying a minute ago, moving averages here very, very coiled up. There could be a potential very, very nice move. Moving on to Fibonacci retracement, guys. As you can see, the 0.382 is here, and we actually lost that in terms of support most recently in the dump. I think around 8 hours ago, something along the lines of that. So very, very interesting. When this does happen, usually the retracement's done and we usually have continuation to the downside. So that's another thing to really be looking out for there. Breaking this low here, and in terms of the live price for that is going to be meaning basically dumping to the downside out of this parallel channel. So yeah, a couple of really, really interesting things to really be looking out for there, guys. In terms of like market structure right now, it is actually looking fairly bullish, right? You can see obviously we've got our low in here, we've got our higher lows, we've got our higher lows, and you can see we've got our lower highs from this downtrend, right? Lower highs coming through from this downtrend, and we're actually challenging and breaking them with confidence, right? This actually shows bullish momentum coming through in terms of market structure, looking pretty good, breaking these highs. So what I would expect now is, as we've lost the Fibonacci retracement, to be coming down, testing around probably lower side of around 20,330 if we really do pull back here, and then I would expect a bit more of a pump to the upside from there, a lovely higher low being set if we are going to still respect this market structure which we're currently in, which to be honest is actually looking fairly bullish, which is really, really quite nice. And another thing to really be looking out for here, guys, is this downward sloping resistance line on the RSI as well. As you can see, even if we consolidate, we're going to break this to the upside. So that's going to be something to really look out for there as well, because we could see a lovely bounce in terms of buying strength when we do break this level of resistance here on the RSI. Now, moving on to the DMI, Directional Movement Index, again here on On the midterm time frame, you can see the ADX is actually really quite low, down at around 15.4, so really quite dire. That basically shows the strength of the trend is going to be pretty horrific, right? Pretty horrific, which does indicate a lot of bouncing, a lot of sideways action coming through. And that is sort of what we're predicting here, that higher low scenario coming through in terms of that market structure. Moving on to the longer term time frame here, guys, and that is going to be the daily. Just ever so quickly, don't want to keep you too long. You can see we have got the stochastic RSI crossover coming through, bearish as predicted. There you can see also bearish divergence coming through there, and that's why we're getting basically slammed down pretty horrifically there. You've got the VPVR in terms of level of support at around 21,300. More support probably around 21,300. Yeah, 21,300 there, and you can see also the more prominent area of volume here on the VPVR, that's going to be around the 20,300, and that is the area that we're really looking for that Fibonacci retracement for that higher low bounce on the midterm. So yeah, very, very interesting stuff. A lot of stuff to really be looking out for there, guys. Just want to talk about this trap, actually. Just want to talk about this trap quickly, because we did have that ascending triangle chart pattern that we were looking for. We were actually hoping for, let me just get rid of this Fibonacci for a second. We were hoping for a lovely break above the 55, basically riding that wave up. That's 16.78% in terms of a nice move. I wasn't going to get in just yet. I was looking for the Fibonacci retracement at the 0.236 from the all-time high. And also basically looking for that long there, but as you can see, bearish divergence, bit of a trap coming through, back down in this chart pattern. And also if we do zoom out here, guys, you can see falling wedge coming through from all-time highs as well. You can see resistance basically playing out pretty strong stuff, and pretty strong stuff indeed. So yeah, in terms of a bounce point, I probably would expect 20,300 just in a summary for that. But as you can see on the stochastic RSI, we are still in that bearish crossover, still looking like pretty horrific, right? Pretty horrific. I would expect to come down and then potentially bounce up from there. Looking pretty good. If we are going to be looking for a really solid move to the upside here, I do want to break the 55 to the upside here, and that's going to be very interesting to see if we do break that, because you can see we've actually been rejected off this multiple times, even if we do get shooting star candles to the upside, right? It's still pretty horrific. Bitcoin dominance, guys, this is going to be very good for your altcoins. Let's just have a look at that, because we have lost a very key level of support, which we were testing multiple times. We did get that candle body close below it continuously now, so that is an indication that your altcoins are actually going to be doing fairly well. They're going to be fairly well and actually separating themselves from the price of Bitcoin's behavior, right? And that's the altcoins that I really sort of would expect for that is ADA, XRP, those sort of ones. I'm seeing good stuff from Atom and AVAX as well at the moment. Stock and flow model, just touching on this ever so quickly, days until the next halving. As you can see, we have a color scheme coming through from here, and you can see where we are. Next halving gonna be around here, as you can see, coming through from there. So you can see we're actually pretty central to that in terms of the coloring, in terms of referencing what price action happened to us before when this happened. You can see back in 2010, massive run to the upside. You can see halfway point coming through from here. We actually saw a bit of downwards momentum coming through, setting a new low. So that is an indication that we actually could come down a bit further, break the low that we've currently already set at around 17,000 there. 70,600, I think the low was. Yeah, 70,600. It's an indication that we could actually break that low before having a nice rally up. And obviously, with world economies and stuff at the moment, guys, definitely on the cards in my opinion. So yeah, you can see here we actually did pretty much go sideways, create a new low, pretty much go sideways again, create a new low. So that's probably what we are expecting here, just referencing the stock and flow model here in terms of correlative points. Fear and greed index, guys, up around 30, looking pretty good. Nice to see a lot more people trading, having a bit more confidence. And to be honest, I think that is the trap here for BTC on the daily is fairly responsible for that, right? As you can see, that filthy trap getting everyone really bullish here. And to be honest, we're having a micro bullish structure, so it's not too bad there. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. In summary, 20,300 is the bounce point for the high low that I'm looking for. But that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the content, smash a like on it. And if you do want to see me stream, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you tune into the channel and hit the subscribe button if you do like the content. But for now, it's going to be peace out and goodbye from me, Crypto Chester.